We started the business on the smell of an oily rag. We literally started from home, from the home office.
We had an investment property because we were trying to work out how do you fund the business when you start up, and we had a investment property in Semaphore actually, and we had it for 12 months, sold it, made I think $20,000,
Just over 20,
which was a lot back in those days, and that was the $20,000 that seeded the business.
I was working for Kane and Zekovich, which was they had K's Constructions, which was a building company. So I've spent 5 years selling building contracts. So I came to town from Peterborough, born in Orroroo, which is mid-north, town of 300 people. Was going out with a girl that his father was a real estate agent who talked me into doing the real estate course just for my further education. Jeff said, look, there's an ad in the paper here for a job in a home market. Why don't you just go out and see how it goes? He lived at Seacliff, this was at Teatree Gully. And I said, oh, I've never been for a job because I went straight from college, went to PAC boarding school, went straight from there into the family business. So I thought, oh, well, see what it's like to do a job interview. And the guy said, right, start tomorrow. And I'm going, holy cow. So that's how I ended up in town in real estate. Basically, by the time we got to opening the business, Sylvia was in the accounting area and she did all of that. I really don't know
what actually happened when we opened the business. I was still working at the Royal Adelaide as an accountant, and Anthony used to come and pick me up after work at 5 o'clock, and then we would go to our second job. Well, for me it was the second job, TOOP+TOOP, and I would work there at night time doing the books and setting up, and because I had the expertise at the Royal Adelaide with IT people, they set up all my software, and I think we used like an Excel spreadsheet to do everything, and
which was very advanced.
In those days it was very advanced, and so we set up TOOP+TOOP, and so for a year we sort of worked, well, I worked 2 jobs, you worked 1, and Anthony was the property manager as well. He did everything. So when they said we sell a house, and then he said, oh, we want someone to manage it, Anthony said, right, I'm now the property manager as well. So
yeah, we did everything.
So I think our first 20 rental properties were self-managed by us.
When we started TOOP+TOOP, we wanted the brand to be known for being innovative, exciting, really highly respected. In fact, I found the very really early policy manual, because in there nothing has changed. In fact, the way I described it, at the very outset, I wanted people to queue for our business. They would wait for us to be ready. So that was when there was only 1 or 2, me and one other, or on my own. The whole idea was that they just wanted us to be the agent for them, and that they would queue. In other words, they would wait for us to be ready if we were too busy to handle it properly. And that hasn't changed. And we were sign erectors. To save money, we owned all our sign boards. Everyone else rented them. And
We had a white station wagon.
we used to store them at the house. I had a white Corolla station wagon, and we'd be out until all hours. Remember that place in Norwood, putting in the star dropper to put the sign up, and all the lights went on in the house next door, and they'd see these eyes looking through, what the hell's going on? It was midnight. And remember, we used to store the signs, and they were hand painted in those days. So the sign writers actually painted the signs like with a brush. And I remember getting some white paint, just whiting out, and it had rare opportunity, and then a whole lot of other description, because in those days most people didn't put descriptions on, so we did, of course. And I just got a bit of paint and painted out the rest of it, and it still worked for the next the next house as well. So we were running that thing on a smell of an oily rag, but delivering a lot more value than anyone else from absolutely get-go.
Yeah.
The reason we started the business and why was that the previous job that I had in real estate, I had all these ideas that, you know, pre-inspections, predetermined opens, and doing decent brochures, and, you know, back when brochures weren't done, I wanted, you know, then I was just starting to see brochures appear. I wanted to do better brochures, put the open times on there, you know, just all sorts of things. But the business owners just said, look, seriously, you know, look what we've got, and they had properties everywhere, and, you know, we know what we're doing. Don't worry about it. I'm going, yeah, but it's not a matter whether you're going well or not. It's like, we can do it, so why don't we do it? So, very different mindset. They were very successful, very wealthy people, and I was just a upstart, young salesperson with a lot of ideas and couldn't get them implemented. So really, I literally wanted to go on our own because I wanted to implement my ideas.